these four verses where we covered two of them, and then two more is remaining. Today we will do the third one and the fourth one if Krishna allows. Okay, fine. So now let's read the verse. It is Satsevaya Dirgayapi. Anyone would like to chant the verse?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, may I try?
Yes, yes, please.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Satsevaya dirghayapi jata mai dridhamatihi itvadyam imam lokam gantamajjanatam asi.
Gantamad Janatam Asi. Majjanatam. Beautiful. So let's read the word to word meaning.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sat Sevaya, by service of the Absolute Truth. Adirghaya, for some days. Api, even. Jata, having attained. Mai, unto me. Dridhaha, firm. Matihi, intelligence. Hitva, having given up. Avadyam, deplorable. Imam, this. Lokam, material worlds. Ganta, going to. Mat Janatam, my associates. Asi, become. Translation. By the service of the Absolute Truth, even for a few days, a devotee attains firm and fixed intelligence in me. Consequently, he goes on to become my associate in the transcendental world after giving up the present deplorable material worlds.
Next. Let's read the purport also, and then we will get to the content.
Prabhuji, if someone else wants to read.
Yeah, anybody want to read the purport?
Yeah, I will read.
Yes.
Serving the absolute truth means rendering service unto the absolute personality of Godhead under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, who is a transparent medium between the Lord and the neophyte devotee. The neophyte devotee has no ability to approach the absolute personality of Godhead by the strength of his present imperfect material senses, and therefore, under the direction of the spiritual master, he is trained in transcendental service of the Lord. And by such training, even for some days, the neophyte devotee gets intelligence in such transcendental service, which leads him ultimately to get free from perpetual inhabitation in the material worlds and to be promoted to the transcendental world to become one of the liberated associates of the Lord in the kingdom of God.
Thank you, Prithika. Okay. So it's a very important point if you see from the last three verses, right? Krishna is actually taking us from one point to say to a higher point. What did he say in verse number 21? He said that, O Narada, the Lord spoke, I regret that during this lifetime, you may have, if you do it in advanced mode, you can see the entire chapter. Who is sharing this? Yeah. So he says, so Narada, Lord, I regret that during this lifetime, you will not be able to see me anymore. Those who are incomplete in service and who are not completely free from all material taints can hardly see me. So here, one of the important aspects is incomplete in service, right? So that incompletion in service actually means that seva bhav is not steady, it's not increasing. It's just for some time it will be like adjusting, then next day it will go down, again it will be tottering, again go down, down, down like that, right? So that will not give us the uh, uninterrupted darshan of the Lord, because in the next verse, Prabhupada highlighted this point, verse number 22, which we saw last week, is that uh, the service, Prabhupada is highlighting on the service part in the purport. He says, seeing the Lord means being engaged in his service, because his service and his person are identical. The sincere devotee should go on with service, sincere service of the Lord. The Lord will give proper direction as to how and where it has to be done. So this is the important point here. Again, what is Krishna saying in the verse number 22? He says that this you have only once seen me, and that is only to increase your desire for me. So our incompleteness in service or imperfection in service is actually a hampering aspect to our darshan of the Lord, uninterrupted darshan of the Lord. When the service, seva bhav is going down, then naturally, here darshan actually means experiencing the Lord. Not only just seeing the Lord in that, going to the temple and seeing the Lord or like that. Darshan actually means experience, right? So that is what it means, experience. Your anubhava, right? Darshan includes anubhava. So as a neophyte, we cannot say I can see Krishna everywhere. Why? Because we don't see service everywhere. So the more we see service, anything as a service to Krishna, the more we can see Krishna in our life. That is the secret. And the more we see, Krishna is the one who drives my service instead of me driving that service, right? The more I will see Krishna in that service. Got it? Many times what happens is, even while doing the service, we start becoming the doer. We get the doer mentality. I am the one doing, I am the one doing. So as long as that I am doing thing, it becomes a interrupted service. That is what happened to Narada Muni. The first time when he did, he was innocent. He was not having any idea that I am doing, not so prominent. But the moment he got the darshan of the Lord and he lost it, the second time he saw that, hey, this is what I did, that this is how I could make it. So let me do it again and I will be able to make it. So that we also discussed that removing the mercy factor of Krishna from the the event, right? That stops the mercy, stops the darshan of the Lord and the mercy of the Lord. So seeing Krishna everywhere means seeing the service everywhere. Like anything that I am doing must be a service. Like if I am cooking for family at home, or say if I am doing any other seva, that may not be directly connected with Krishna consciousness, like say chanting or reading or association of devotees, etc. Even if it is some seva outside, the day we see that as a service to Krishna, that day we'll be able to experience Krishna. That's why Prabhupada says his service and his person are identical. So sincere devotee will go on with the service. Swapna Mataji, you had a question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, though by intellect, I know that I'm doing that service for Krishna, but as the service progresses, and now the Janmashtami time, it is fund collection and many other services. So it becomes more of the intellectual job to do the service, and the emotional part comes down. And same,
How
and
do you
here
say
we are
that
discussing.
intellectual part in okay, maybe you are saying that how to devise the ideas, the various ideas and all that.
Yes, Prabhuji, whom
Hmm.
to contact, how to speak,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I always miss the emotional part, the emotional connect with the service, and here comes the doership, and that's why all these things are happening.
Hmm.
So, and I really miss that. So
Hmm.
how to get the innocence which we are talking about.
Yes, we will come there, Mataji. That is like Krishna is telling us in the next two verses how you will, by doing that service only, you will attain the firm intelligence, and that intelligence will continue to help you in the service. Right? So you're telling in the next two verses. Very good point. Just keep it as a bookmark and do highlight when we come there as we go along here. Right? Thank you for that. Now, so you got the point, right? The more you see in whatever actions that we do as a service to Krishna, then the more we will be able to see service Krishna in that service and experience Krishna uninterruptedly. Experience Krishna's darshan uninterrupted, right? So we are, say, suppose I drink water. That water is the taste of water is Krishna. So when I'm drinking that, I will immediately say, "Oh, wait, this is Krishna's taste. See, this taste is Krishna." So like that, we develop. The more we study the scriptures and associate with devotees and see anything and everything, will become a part and parcel of our expansion of Krishna. Okay. Now that is where he was saying incomplete in service in verse number 21. Then he was saying, I have taken myself away so that you will hanker for me more. So to see Krishna in a service, we should actually hanker for Krishna in that service. Hanker for that service. I think Sarojini Mataji is raised her hand. Yes, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, in the example,
ma'am.
sorry to interrupt. In the example that you are giving drinking water, no Prabhu, we are thinking, okay, taste of water. But we are not, sorry for asking, we are not directly doing any service to Krishna in that, no Prabhu. Drinking water is for quenching our own thirst, right?
Correct. Correct.
So
But
how will I consider that as my, just to, because I don't know Prabhu, how will I consider that as a service to Krishna?
see, anywhere you see the mercy of Krishna and be thankful to Krishna for that, you are expressing gratitude.
Okay.
And wherever you are expressing gratitude, service is automatically there.
Okay. Expressing gratitude itself is a kind of service you're saying.
It's a service and it is an initiative to the service also. Because unless you are grateful, how will you do service to somebody?
Okay. Suppose I am not
What is
physically
it?
doing any service and I'm mentally thinking Krishna and I'm
That's what,
thanking him for
Mataji.
whatever.
Correct. That when you are simply thinking Krishna without any feelings, there is no use of there is not much benefit in that scene. Any anywhere you see Krishna and you feel that a feeling of thankfulness or feeling of gratitude, right? That is a service, because the moment you thank Krishna, you will want. The moment you are thankful to somebody, you will definitely want to do something there, right?
Yes.
Without being thankful or grateful, how will you really go with do some service with feeling? Maybe something as a courtesy you may do, right? If somebody is demanding something from you, then you say, "My God, this one gave me something, so I have to somehow or other give it." Then you like hesitatingly or unwantedly will be just doing it.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So that
Yes.
is not gratitude at all. That is not service also. Service means you should feel that, oh, he has done so much to me. I am not able to do anything to him. Somehow or other, I want to do something. So out of shame and out of shyness and out of the gratitude, to reciprocate to the gratitude when you are doing the service and not being content with it. That is why we said with no satiation and no end. Right?
Okay.
Spiritual service has no satiation and no end. We saw in the previous, that verse 21, right? 22, sorry.
I read the notes, Prabhu. I read, yes. Satiation and satisfaction. Yes.
Yes. So that satiation is different from satisfaction. So when you are doing service, why are you feeling that I am not content? You are feeling I am not content, not because you are enjoying that bliss that you want to get more and more bliss. That is more again once more selfish thing. Like I am getting more ananda. Let me do more and more, get more ananda. That is that also becomes material. The service should not be done with an idea of getting more ananda. The service should be done with the idea of getting more service.
Okay.
In other words, please more pleasure to Krishna.
Okay.
Right? So
Yes.
the whole idea is that whole idea of service is to please Krishna. I do some service, I see that Krishna is pleased. When Krishna is pleased, I am very happy. Then I want to do more seva. Again, Krishna will give us intelligence. Again, I will do more seva. Like that, it will go on multiplying. That is why no satiation, no end. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got
And
it.
now, as your point about drinking water, the moment you say taste of water, then it quenches your thirst. Those who may not know that the taste of water is Krishna may not have that feeling. They will go, oh, finally, oh my God, I quenched my thirst. Like that, they will not be able to thank anybody. They may thank the person who gave the glass of water, but not the actual source of the original source of the water. But since we are what do you call? And we are aware of this from the scriptures, and we are convinced about it. And when we drink the water, we are being more thankful to it. We know that the taste, the strength, and everything is Krishna. Correct?
Yes.
So that is where that's the secret of actually progressing in Krishna consciousness. The more you see Krishna in every service, it may be something directly connected with the devotional service, something may be indirectly connected. Like many times devotees come to me and say, Prabhu, I'm sorry, Prabhu, I'm not able to come to the programs because we have these responsibilities. This material responsibilities. They will say material responsibilities. But actually, Maharaj never used to use the word material. You would say maintenance responsibility. You would say maintenance seva. Like you have to give the body and soul together, right? What is that? Kamo labha smitaha. Kamashana indriya priti labho jivate yavata. Jivate yavata. So keep the body and soul together. You are doing all these things. Not only our own body, others' body also. We are doing with that thing. They who are dependent on us, their body and soul also be together as long as they are destined to live in this world. So to that extent, whatever we are doing is a maintenance act, maintenance seva. So that maintenance seva means it's not a bad word. That is also devotional service only. Provided we see that as a service to Krishna. We see them as part and parcel of it. We see that we discussed this so many times. Especially, I'm telling you, suppose sometimes for Matajis who may not be working and who are married, they may have some challenges with the relations in the family because especially in Indian context, all the relation-related issues and all will be thrown into the housewife of the wife of the what do you call the woman of the family only, right? Whether it may be in-laws or it may be own parents, own brothers, sisters, etc. And all that will all be on them, right? So naturally that is challenge. But there are Mataji who work both sides there. They also work and they also take care of the family. That's another challenge. They have to go and face the outside world who have no idea of what is Krishna. All the ego, everything there, one-upmanship, everything will flare up. And all these things will come and sit on our head. You have to be humble there. You cannot go, hey, I am a devotee. What are you telling this way? Like that at all, we cannot say. So many times these things will come, for us also. People who want to actually, when somebody is not very happy and they are taking you for a ride, maybe professionally or at the home, family relations also. We are really anchored to say that, hey, I'm a devotee, don't treat me like this. Isn't it? Generally that thing comes. Devotees are treating me so nicely. Why are you treating me like this? You don't know what is devotional service. That is why you are not treating me properly. In your eyes, I may be nothing, but in the eyes of Krishna and his devotees, I am a great person. So these these thoughts are very funny thoughts, really. Mhm. So that is how Krishna sends people who can smash our ego that we don't realize. All kinds of many times this what do you call at work and maybe among friend circles and even men go through so many challenges that it is not so easy. They cannot tell outside
Prabhuji,
also. Yeah.
Prabhuji, I have an evil mind. My mind is asking, if Krishna sends people who will smash our ego, then
Mhm.
shouldn't I smash
I also
someone
smash
else's
ego of
ego?
someone else, considering that I am sent by Krishna to smash that
Yes,
person.
and by
You have
Krishna.
every right to think like that. You have every right to think like that. But the only problem is that
But that's mockery of
they will smash
Krishna,
you back.
Krishna consciousness.
No,
That's
that
mockery
is
of
what.
Krishna consciousness.
Mockery of Krishna consciousness. And secondly, that will lead to more karma because the problem is that we are proclaiming that I am the agent of your karma.
Mm.
I am a messenger of Krishna to fix you. And that is a more dangerous karma than someone who does it
Then not you're
unknowingly.
not being a
So
devotee.
ignorance is bliss, actually. Yeah. So thanks for that, Mataji. And these kind of light-hearted discussions can happen only among devotees. This nobody can appreciate it. You cannot talk like this to a materialistic person who can't understand this what do you call uh, the joke, in the lighter vein that we are sharing these things, right? Which is making a mockery of our own false ego, which is good. We can do that. Others may not be able to do it, right? So that's it. So again, this point is very important because the more we see Krishna in the service, the more we would want to do that service. And the more we see Krishna in the service, we will enjoy that service also. Enjoying that service means, then we will say that, okay, I only enjoy certain service, I will not enjoy other services. That is again neophyte. Prabhupada, if you see, he did every service and he showed us by his own personal example, isn't it? He did book distribution. He traveled all over the world and preached. He wrote books. He consoled or he counseled devotees every day, and thousands and thousands of devotees day in and day out. He was talking to the scholars and everybody. He built temples. He showed by his own personal example how to do administration, how to be an acharya, and at the same time how to do administration. And as long as he was there was no what do you call, whatever problems were there, but everything will come to a dead end, a complete halt as soon as Prabhupada comes into the picture. As soon as the devotees go to Prabhupada, it is all sorted. Why was he able to do that? Because he's seeing Krishna in everything. There was not a single service which he did not know or he did not show us by practice. That is why he is still the founder Acharya and he will always remain the founder Acharya. Correct? Without his murti, if you have a temple, it looks very empty. I'm telling you. The deity themselves will not be so happy. You cannot see the ecstasy in the face of the deities there. So deities important. It's an important thing about the purity, right? Prabhupada showed us by example. So we have to learn to cultivate that knowledge of, learn to cultivate that perspective, that knowledge of how we practice. We should be habituated to it. Habituated means should come as a habit, right? So, any other questions, comments? See, comments here. So yeah, our Parna Gaurang Prabhu is asking service started with gratitude, started with gratitude translated to physical service. You can say, yeah, see, the point about physical service or mental service, it's immaterial to differentiate. Because there are people who are able to do physical seva, do physical seva. There are people who are not able to do so much of physical seva, but they are mentally, they can do mental seva, they can do the mental seva. In fact, when you are doing physical seva also, your mind, your heart has to be put into that seva. Only then you can do with enthusiasm. There is no difference. You don't differentiate between a physical or a mental or a mental seva or intellectual seva that way. Every service must be enjoyable for Krishna, and we should also be enjoying it because Krishna is enjoying it. Yes, Satnamati.
Prabhuji, I'm speaking my heart out here. What
Mhm.
happens that always there is a service of book distribution going whole year round, little fund correction here and there. But when Janmashtami comes, suddenly lot of services come.
Hmm.
And devotees in here in Pune, especially, they are so enthusiastic. They will start up every service, and I don't know how they manage their house and the services.
Hmm.
You can see them everywhere, and
Hmm.
I am not able to do that much service. And especially,
Hmm.
I have that material that I cannot neglect my house and do services. So
Mhm.
it becomes so much pressure that sometimes I feel I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to see anywhere.
Hmm.
It becomes too overwhelming for me. So and it
Maharaj
is
used
affecting
to
me.
Maharaj used to say one thing: do not compare. Our problem is comparison. The moment you compare, you see others doing so much seva, why I am not able to do, then I am feeling disturbed. The disturbance is just, I have to tell you, I mean, I am also included in that case. If I mean, this particular thought process, uh, the disturbance is actually uh, what do you call subtle form of the next step, which is called envy. Right? We have gone through that.
I agree, Prabhu.
Somebody is really doing better than us in seva. Immediately we will. That is where we are still under the modes. Maharaj repeated it so many times that we are all in the modes. This statement will end with most of the problems. He will say we are not devotees. We are all in the modes. This is many times he has told this to us. We are calling ourselves devotees, but we are not. We are not at all devotees. If you are in the modes, how can you call yourself? No? So this is where don't try to compare or compete. Both these things are problematic. If others are doing, that if you are not able to do something which will help them. See, very simple thing. Suppose somebody is going for book distribution to somewhere, and or somewhere they are doing some other seva. You prepare some prasadam for them. Deliver it to them. Tell them that Prabhuji, you are doing so much seva, you may not have time to eat. Let me bring prasadam for you. Right? Krishna devotees. Or tell them that I will drive you to this place and I will drop you, Prabhu. If you don't have a ride, I will come and pick you up. Please do this. And in the meantime, I will do my other seva at home and all. Do that like this. So the best way to get out of this inferiority complex, competitive spirit, competition, and all that is to serve them or tell others about that service. If the devotee says, "Prabhuji, I need some helping hand," then you talk to some devotee. Hey, this so Prabhu is doing the seva. Can you please go and help? So that is something which you are doing, and automatically you will feel happy. So yes, Mataji. Since
Prabhuji,
you want to say something.
what you are saying I'm doing, but then to the
Then why
internal
is still
turmoil
you
is
are
there.
sorry?
Internal turmoil is there. I'm
Then
doing it
that means you are not
intellectually.
doing. No, again, that's a problem. If you are doing it, then you should see. It is not that you are deliberately avoiding that service. You will be disturbed only if you are deliberately avoiding that service. If you are really occupied with something at home, say you have to take care of family, cook for them, etc., right? Then you are not avoiding that other service because of, say, some lame excuse.
Mm.
You understand,
Yeah.
right? Who will cook prasadam for your children and Prabhuji and all? This is one major issue that our society is facing. That at home, both the husband and wife, they are so much absorbed in their seva that they neglect their children, neglect their parents, neglect their household things. For everything, they keep people, some, say some servants, some paid servants here, there, etc. Right? So those things are really, hampering our bhav. You may do the seva, but bhav you will not get. That's the whole idea, right? So what you do is adjust your seva in such a way that the current service which you are doing, you do it joyfully. Thank Krishna for giving this opportunity. Not so many people are able to stay together with the family, right? They are not able to, and they cannot stay together. As the children grow older and they settle, then it's going to be, we are just by ourselves. How will you manage that, right? So all these things put together, just one point that as long as you feel competitive, you feel inferior, etc., seeing other service, serve them. Serve them to the best of your ability, but come back and do yourself. In the temple, there will be 100 devotees who will do book distribution or who will be there to think Krishna will do, whoever that they will come and do the seva. But if you are going to employ someone else to cook at home, or just if I suppose that is your seva, I'm just saying that. Who is cooking at home or whatever other seva. And then you go somewhere else, then the family life will be disturbed. Because at least for some time we should be with the family, isn't it? At least when the children are there, when the say our spouse is there, and all that. So that is how we should see it. End of the day, everything is a service. There is no need to differentiate that this is temple service, that is devotional service. At home, it is not temple service, it is not devotional. That is a very, very wrong understanding. Maharaj was very upset when he used to hear such kind of statements from devotees. My parents are not devotees. Those things are really, it will hurt Maharaj very much. If your parents are not devotees, you are also not devotees. It's as simple as that. How can you be a devotee without your parents not being devotees? They may not show themselves devotees. Still, they struggle so hard to bring you up. So this is where the gratitude has to be shown everywhere. That's what Krishna is trying to say here. And Prabhupada is also expanding on that service part very nicely. Because incomplete in service is one of the main reasons there. Incomplete in service is not just a superficial thing, like I'm doing the service, I left it and I went away. So many times we see devotees doing that, isn't it? So many times we see that devotees do come, do some seva, halfway they finish and go away. Or one day they come, one day they don't come. So there is no consistency. Why? Because they don't see Krishna there. They don't by their agitated mentality, they have not pleased Krishna. They're not able to see Krishna in the service. And then this taste comes to the service.
Prabhuji, can I sum up what I understood? That we should not differentiate that this is house seva, this is means I am importantly stressing on incomplete service, what Krishna is telling here, that if for me it will be, I am seeing my household responsibility and temple services as one, so it will be complete. When it will be with gratitude, it will be complete. When I see Krishna everywhere, that will be complete. Means I am not seeing that I am doing for Krishna. I will see that the service is Krishna itself, then it will be complete.
Yes.
So the complete means this, that house, say temple with gratitude and seeing
Profession,
that
everything.
and seeing it with seeing that it is Krishna only.
Hmm.
that will be complete, and then what Prabhupada means here. This is my understanding of complete.
Yeah, that is what is complete. Everything that where you see Krishna, that is complete.
Hmm.
Right? Wherever you see Krishna, that is complete. Because Krishna is Purnamada Purnamidam. Is perfect and complete. Everything that is emanating from him is perfect and complete. Correct?
And
Is
Prabhuji,
Upanishad verse.
and Prabhuji, in coming verses, you will tell that how to see Krishna. Means
So
what
no,
the
that's what Krishna. That is what actually Krishna is going to tell. What is the next thing? The two verses he told. What is the cause of the problem? And then he is giving the solution. What is the cause of the problem? Why did he do? Why did he kid himself? Why did he take away his form there? And then how he can get out of it? What is the solution to this problem for Narada Muni?
yes. Now we will tell in
Right?
next. Yes, Prabhuji.
Now we'll see. Yes. So now in this particular verse, Prabhupada is actually see by service of the absolute truth, even for a few days, a devotee attains firm and fixed intelligence in me. So now, what will service give? The service will give us fixed intelligence in Krishna. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Right? Dadami buddhi yogam tam enamam upayanti. Tesham satata yuktam. Bhajatam priti purvakam. Right? That bhajan is not just only kirtan and bhajan. Bhajan means now this is also bhajan. Bhajan means worshipping the Lord. So anything that you do is worship of the Lord. So Preeti Purvakam and Satatam, you do that service. Then what does Krishna do? Tadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. You will get I will give you that firm and fixed intelligence. So what is that firm and fixed intelligence? The firm and fixed intelligence is two things. One is the intelligence to see Krishna everywhere in the service. And second thing is to how to fine tune that service or what's the word? To make it even more pure, even more better. Like, as you try to do that service better and better and better next time, right? So that way, you use your intelligence. Krishna will give us the intelligence by which you can do it better. Like you may play Mudanga
Emulate.
initially with lot of. Sorry, Prabhu?
Emulate. The word English
Not,
word is emulate.
not emulate, Prabhu. Emulation is you are emulating someone else. That is what emulate means. Like someone else's self, right? Here you are improvising. Yeah, improvising is the one. You try to improvise it, right? So when you are doing, say, when you are first time when you talk to somebody with a book on hand, you may find it difficult to say talk fluently and the right point to the right the person, etc. Right? When he's asking some questions. As you do a few times more and more, you will get the intelligence. Krishna will give the intelligence because you have got the taste for that service. So when the service, when your taste for the service increases naturally, Krishna is also Dadami Buddhi Yogantam. He gives the intelligence. And that is why you will develop a firm and fixed intelligence in me. So that Buddhi is firm and fixed. There is no shaking here and there. Because mind is fixed, so intelligence also will be fixed. So consequently, he goes on to become an associate in the transcendental world. It means he will come back to me. What is that? Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattah त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्मैति ameti so Arjuna. So the intelligence is to see Krishna in that service more deeply and also to the intelligence to improvise the service. Because if you don't have the taste for the service, no, you will not want to improvise it. You will do it in a very mechanical, ritualistic way. Array, today one satsang, let me just go and speak half an hour, let me do these things. Let me tell one sloka, tell me one story, one point, one quote here, one quote there, and finish. Like that, we just do a mechanical work and come back. That is why Prabhupada called it as mechanical attempt, mechanical process. Whether we should speak from the heart. We should speak from the heart means we should go to the heart. And when I'm saying I'm speaking from the heart, there can be two things that can happen. One is it depends on what is inside your heart. If in the heart Krishna is there, then whatever you speak from the heart means whatever Krishna is giving. So you will speak Krishna's words. But if Kachada is there inside, then all the nonsense only will come out. All the envy, pride, anger, lust, all these things will come out. So speaking of the heart is both, as it's both positive and negative side. But somebody wouldn't want to speak there what is there in the heart. They want to cover it up. Somehow in a diplomatic way, polished way, they will speak certain things, right? But that cannot last long, and that will not touch the heart of the others because mental thing has come into place. Oh, you don't speak this here. No, don't speak there. So many things will come into place. That's the important point to identify here. So transcendental intelligence, so that we attain the firm and fixed intelligence. So what Krishna is telling to Sat Sevaya Adir Gayati. You don't have to serve for a long time. So he is actually telling what Narada Muni did already. Narada Muni had served the sages, because of which they gave the sages gave the intelligence, the knowledge. And when he wanted to serve them, he served them in their presence. He wanted to serve them in their absence, in the physical absence. Then they left. He was trying to serve somehow or other, correct? So there, Krishna gave him the intelligence. Okay, you drink the water, you go and sit, you do the meditation, etc. Krishna is in a certain way as Paramatma is giving the instruction. Why? Because he wanted to serve them in their absence also, apparent absence, I mean. So actually, Narada Muni is teaching us through this personal example, even from his previous life, how to serve the spiritual master in their presence and also in their apparent absence, and by which you can conquer the Lord. Right? So here in these 4 verses, Krishna is actually telling these things. First, incomplete service, one cannot see me without interruption. Second thing he is telling is that I am doing this to increase more and more hankering for my seva. The more you hanker for seva, the more you hanker for Krishna, because service and Krishna are not different. And how do you hanker more for seva? One thing is to see Krishna in death, that we said already, and wanting to improvise. Second thing is to see that service as an opportunity to please the spiritual master. That is a very, very important point. That is why Prabhupada is bringing this point up under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master, rendering service under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master. Even though the Bhaktivedanta sages were not there, Narada Muni was following their direction. However they were doing and however they taught him that process, meditation process, exactly the same thing he's trying to do. Though he was still not expert in it, he still tried it in his own way. Right? So that is how you can go back to Krishna. Now I see 2 hands raised. I don't know who wants to go first. Pavan Param Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji,
Yes,
my
yes.
question is regarding service, physical service and mental service. Why I am asking this question? For example, if we see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna asking to Arjuna, Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. So, like what he is asking, he is always asking to think about Krishna
Anusmara.
and Anusmara.
Meditate on me.
Meditate on
Anusmara.
me, Anusmara, and think about me, and also Yuddhacha. He's also asking him to do a physical activity. He's demanding the 2 things at a time. Like, if that is the case, for example, why I'm asking this, Arjuna
Now, this,
is.
Prabhu, I will tell you one thing. Just sorry to interrupt here. This
Yeah.
Yudhyacha is not only physical activity.
Okay.
Even the Yudhyacha, when you are chanting, you are fighting with the mind also.
Yes.
That is also fight only. That is also Yudhyacha only. Right? When somebody is shouting at you, your ego wants to shout back. But you have to fight with the ego to hold back. No, no, don't fight now. This is not your place. You will get more beating, right?
Yes.
So you hold back. So that is also a fight. We are fighting with our senses. We are fighting with our mind. We are fighting with everything within our body. When you are say suppose you are studying Bhagavatam, or you are chanting, your body will pain, ache like anything, and you are fighting with that ache also. And you may feel very hungry. You may not be able to eat that time. So that is also a fight. So fight is always there. There is. It's not only in the battlefield. Just want to clarify that. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji, for that. Why I ask this question? Why? Because while he is thoroughly shooting the when he is like throwing the arrows to the enemy side, obviously he is also planning. Like activity itself is also planning. While how to I
Mm-hmm.
can destroy the enemy. At the same
Mm-hmm.
time, means while doing that, for example, let it take it to our daily day-to-day life. Like for example, my Guru Maharaj or my senior, somebody has given my service. For example, they asked me to construct something, some wall.
Mm-hmm.
So constructing the wall itself has so many different dimensions of thinking about that, how to do that. It is
Correct.
directly it is not thinking about Krishna, but
Correct.
parameter which is relating to Krishna. Why? Because I am doing that for Krishna, or else I am doing that for my Guru. So now
Correct.
here, the two things are there. Although he is, thinking about the physical activity directly, but it is an instruction of the his superior or his spiritual master. So that will completely become the spiritual.
Correct.
Then what is the no now what is then how we can discriminate now? There is no point in like then we can make it as the physical one or the mental one. Can
That's
we
what I'm telling
uh,
you. No, there is no need to discriminate. Service is service. It doesn't matter whether it is physical or mental. The only reason why the physical thing comes into play, Pavan Garam Prabhu, is because the senses cannot be engaged all the time, right? In mental seva, right? Suppose you are sitting and reading Bhagavatam, your hands and legs and ears and nose, and they are not, they may not be active. Ears may work, but the other senses may not be active, right?
is proved?
So what happens is when we are not used to that service, you are capable of, see, there are two things. One is you are not capable of doing it, like you are not physically capable of doing it, say sometimes. Then you have to do mental. Like Bhishma Dev was in the bed of arrows. He
Yes,
did not have any possibility of physically getting up and receiving the great personalities
yes,
of Krishna and all that. So what did he do at that time? Whatever service he could do with his mental acumen and the potential propensity, that only he did. Correct.
Prabhupada, Prabhupada writes there nice thing. Sweet words
Hmm.
with sound mind.
Very heartfelt expressions. With that, he
Yes,
knew the how to receive them, which play
yes,
according to time, place, and circumstances. Right.
yes,
So,
yes,
so it depends on whether you are able to do, fine. If you are not able to do, then this is the only option. So wherever, whatever faculty is available, mental faculty, physical faculty that is available, you do it. But
yes,
those who
bro.
are in the modes, it is not possible to directly control the mind by seva. Initially, they may not be able to put the seva. That is why when the senses are engaged, automatically mind will also get engaged, right?
Yes,
Say, for
yes,
example, your mind is always, you are feeling sleepy while hearing Bhagavatam or chanting. Then the best is to go and wash pots or clean floor, where your physical body will get energized, right?
mm.
Whatever prasadam we are eating, that should get digested at the end of the day,
Mhm.
right?
Yes,
And unfortunately, in Islam, we are fed so much prasadam that we have to do twice the workout as normal people would do. They don't do it. They may go for treat once in a week, but our treat is every day. You go to the temple, finish your ghee dipped items, everything, and all big sweets and everything. I'm telling you honestly, right? Only Krishna is saving our health. For all the we just don't have any idea about, especially if you go to this doctors, no, cholesterol, carbohydrate, this, that, etc. And they will create so much panic in you. But Krishna is the only one who is protecting us with all those things. Yeah, ideally speaking, if you go to a hotel and eat all these things, or restaurant and eat all these things, you would have died by then. But with so much of halwa, this, that, you know. Anyway, according to their everything. But Krishna has his own transcendental thing, right? So what I mean is the senses have to drag the mind in the beginning stages. Because we now that what is that even one of the roaming senses can drag away the mind, we say that, right? Harati prasabam harati prasabam manaha. Right? Why you now right? So that is the initial stages. It will have to be there, but as we intensify our being more and more, our mental faculty should also be controlled like that by engagement, and so that's why Savai Mana Krishna Padaravidyo is very important.
Thank you, bro. Thank
So
you.
eventually, devotees will not see any difference between these two. According to the time, place, and circumstances, they will say whether I am sitting and doing mental service or I am doing the physical service. Either way, I am fine. But all said and done, if you see, always, even in our devotee circles, we always insist one thing, that controlling the mind is more important than your physical senses, because the physical senses are at the end of the day under the control of the mind only. So mind is controlled, then the others will automatically come under. So that is why what we say, give more focus on the sadhana, the service will automatically follow. Because without sadhana, if you do the service, you will not be able to see Krishna in the service. Sadhana is the way with which you can see Krishna in the service, be grateful for that service, etc. Correct?
Yes, Prabhu.
I hope that helps, Prabhu. Thank you so much for that nice question, Prabhu. And Sapna Mataji, you do have a question still? I see your hand raised.
Yes, Prabhuji. No, I think you answered while answering Prabhuji.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. What is your question?
Prabhuji, my question is, intellectually, I know that service is important, and sometimes since few days, I am feeling really low, and I am not able to control my mind and bring it back. A lot of wandering here and there is happening. So here we talked about intelligence, but sometimes the emotions are so overpowering that the whatever we have read so far, it becomes very difficult to practice. So I think you told that you have to bring it back again and again. So, and we have to focus on our sadhana. So I think I got my answer.
See, there is a very interesting line which we sing every day. I will tell you. We sing Tulsi Arti, right? In that third stanza, what is that third stanza? Ye nivedana dharo sakiranu gata
Sakhira
anugata koro.
Anugata Koro.
What is the second line?
Sakhira Anugata Koro.
Then?
Sri Radha Govinda Preme Sadaya.
No. That is
No. Seva Adhikara Diye Koro Nij Dasi.
So that is the important line to remember, because we are praying to Tulsi Maharani to give Te Nivedana Daro Sakir Anugata. We are saying Nivedan, my petition to you, right? My humble request to you, that please make me a servant of all the the Sakis of Vrindavan, of Krishna. Seva Adhikara Diye Kora Nijadasi. I'm just praying for that Seva Adhikar. So here Prabhupada writes the transaction privilege of Seva, privilege of service, Adhikar. No? Please give me that Adhikar for the Seva. Adhikar means what is that? My right. Please give me the right to do the Seva, privilege, basically. Right? So it's a very beautiful line, really. When you're singing, many years ago, one of the devotees highlighted this point to me, because otherwise I was saying that mechanically. So we are actually praying to Tulsi Maharani every day that please give me that privilege of service. So whenever we get the seva, we should thank Tulsi Maharani, because we are asking her for the seva. She is the one who serves the Krishna the most. It is not only Krishna, all the Brajavasis, because that is it, Vrindavan. Right, Vrindavan. Vrinda Devi. She is the one who makes all the arrangements for Krishna's and all the gopis, gopas, everybody should have. So there is no greater than servant than her. So we should ask her, please give me the privilege of service. Because if privilege of service means I should actually feel transcendently proud of that service, not the material pride, but I should feel really a sense of attachment should be there. Otherwise, I mean, I should like that service. I should enjoy that service, actually. You see? So that is where, I mean, when somebody is given the service, I should not feel that they're given this service, nobody cares for this service. If I do that service, then everybody will appreciate me. Why am I being given this service? It is a very low profile service. Like this, we have this comparative tendency and everything. But ideally speaking, any service is a service because Krishna is watching. So that is what is called Seva Adhikar. I should really feel proud. So Adhikar means not the going and commanding everybody. Actually speaking, Adhikar means we should command our mind. Come on, do this. Come on, get up. Come on, do this chanting. Come on, do this. Go and receive this, whatever. That mentality should be there. And that will develop even little bit. Sorry, see in this verse number 23 is what we are reading, right? See the beautifully how Prabhupada has coined this. By service of the absolute truth, even for a few days. Right? Actually, how do you serve the absolute truth? By serving the devotees. So a service to the devotees is what is actually service to the absolute truth. So what does that service to the devotee means? Serving their instructions. So when we serve the instructions of our spiritual master, whoever that guru may be, as long as he is in the bona fide sampradaya, the bona fide parampara, and he is a perfect servant of the Lord, then even for a few days if we do, we attain firm and fixed intelligence. So the idea of attaining that firm and fixed intelligence also means that I don't have to, serving Krishna is the best thing. There is no need to say, do this here, do this there, and everything, just not having full faith. So by being completely fixed in the service to our spiritual master, serving his instruction, and go and take forward this thing further, they will take it forward further to Krishna. Then we will attain firm and fixed intelligence. Nobody can come and derail our conviction. We will be completely convinced, firm conviction, because our intelligence will be completely fixed that I am doing this service for Krishna. Nobody has to come and tell me that you are doing it for Krishna. That's the most important thing, right? The service may be perfect or imperfect. That is secondary. We have all imperfections. One day we will be doing everything. One day we may not do that properly. But the conviction that I am doing it for Krishna itself will drive away the imperfections. Krishna will not bother about the imperfections. You understand, no? Suppose somebody have the what do you call it? He may be able to have the ability to sing kirtan so beautifully. I may not have the kirtan ability to sing kirtan beautifully. I may be going out of tune here and there. But Krishna will enjoy it because I am completely firmly convinced that I am doing it for Krishna's pleasure. That is the intelligence issue, right? Okay. Now, that is why in this whole purport, Prabhupada is highlighting again and again the importance of following the instructions of the spiritual master. Okay, I think Pawan Gaurav Prabhu has a question again. Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, sorry for the interruption. Prabhuji, here in the sloka, Sat Sevaya is referring, right? So if we see that Sat Sevaya is like Lord is not referring any services in the previous two slokas. So that Sat Sevaya, is it referring that Narada Muni, whatever he rendered to his spiritual master, is why? Because why I am asking, Prabhupada is writing like this, but what Lord is meaning to tell means I don't know whether how to I am phrasing this
So
question.
Lord is telling, I think what Lord is telling is that by serving the instructions of the devotees and meditating on me, you have served me.
Okay. Okay,
That's the
that
thing.
means
You have
you
served
have
me.
already you served me means you already served the Bhakti Vedantas.
Yes.
Why? Because in previous two slokas there is no mentioning of any services. It's only here it is mentioning that service. That means
Right.
whatever he rendered previous. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's what. For that service only is getting the reaction or the reciprocation from Krishna. Okay. So now let's read the next verse also, then you will understand what he is going to say further. Yeah, anybody wants to read this verse number 24? With this, the four slokas are complete. And then comes the two beautiful, what is called, uh, and we'll call it gold, diamond, whatever it is, beyond all that. Those two slokas, 25 and 26. Those are amazing slokas which Maharaj taught us for lifetime. But this is, but let's just finish these four slokas which Krishna spoke.
I will try to read, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu, please.
मतिर्मयि निबद्धेयं न विपद्येत कर्हिचित् प्रजासर्गनिरोधे अपि स्मृतिश्च मदनुग्रहात्. Mati, intelligence, Mayi, devoted to me, Nibaddha, engaged, Iyam, this, Na, never, Vipadyeta, separate, Karihichit, at any time, Praja, living beings, Sarga, at the time of creation, Nirode, also at the time of annihilation, Api, even, Smritihi, remembrance, Cha, and Mat, mind, Anugraha, by the mercy of translation.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be threatened at any time.
Thwarted.
Thwarted at any time, even at the time of creation, as well as at the time of annihilation. Your remembrance will continue by my mercy.
See, this is the closing verse which beautifully Krishna is forcing it out. Like, he's saying, don't worry. Don't think that because I've hidden myself from your vision, your taste will go away, but your taste will continue on by my mercy. Your remembrance will continue. You will continue to remember me. This is the blessing of Krishna. While he didn't give the blessing of darshan, continuous darshan, but he says that intelligence, you have engaged your intelligence in me with devotion. That cannot be thwarted. Thwarted means destroyed at any time. Even at the time of creation, as well as at the time of annihilation, your remembrance will continue by my mercy. In other words, what he is trying to tell here is that you will not forget your previous this life even when you go to the next life. This is the verse which is key to Vyasada's question. How did you remember your past life even now? Do you understand?
Yes, Prabhu.
Right? This is the key.
Vyasdev
Yes.
asks.
Vyasdeva asks, no, how did you remember your past lifetime here in this life also? So this whole story, Narada, his previous history is telling to highlight this point that if you simply do devotional service intensely, you don't have any death. It's just like a change of dress. You just move on. You continue on with the same thing only. See, for us, the lives are different because we have forgotten the past life what we have done. Correct? But if it is like, say, assume like someone is studying in a school, going from first standard to second standard all the way up to say 12th grade, right? So if you are continuing on in that school in different standards, you will think that hey, I studied in the first standard, I studied in the second standard. If the teacher is teaching something, they will say, "Did you not study it in the fourth standard?" Then you'll remember, yes, this particular formula I studied there, like that. Correct? But suppose somebody studies third standard and forgets what he did in third standard, comes to fourth standard. For him only it will be difficult. It will be like a new thing for him. Correct? Because we have remembered ABCD, which we learned in our kindergarten. Even now we are remembering it. That is why these letters we are able to study. Imagine if I have forgotten the ABCD which which I studied in kindergarten. Will I be able to read Bhagavatam now? Does it make sense? This argument. I studied ABCD. Then they taught me how to form the word, how to pronounce, etc. Right? In that standard. Then I learned that. The next standard when I come, I forget that totally. I will again look at, hey, what is this? I don't know what is A. I don't know what is B. What is C? Correct? I will not be able to understand. I will have to start from zero again. Correct? So that is the same thing that happened in Jadabharat Maharaj's case also and Narada Muni's case also. They continued on from how a child knows what he learned in first standard, second standard, etc., all the way up to the question, so that he can carry on from what he did from the previous life. That is what actually happens. When you do devotional service, it keeps building up, right? So Narada Muni was able to remember his past life. And it is like, I did that in my third standard, now I'm in my 12th standard, whatever I studied there is continuing. I'm doing it in more in an advanced way, that's all. If suppose some other devotee who doesn't know what he did in his previous life, which we are actually, if somebody tells you, hey, you studied all these things in your previous life as in a Gurukul, in a student, in 500 years ago, like that, if they say, did I study? I will be asking with amazement. Correct? Because I forgot. But if I had known that, then if somebody is telling me, hey, how did you learn all these slokas, man? This you are remembering so many slokas, then I will say that this is not a word that I just studied. Now I already knew this, and I studied in one ashram somewhere. One guru taught me. That's why it's easily coming.
So, Prabhuji, there is a contradictory thing. Basically, we will not remember what happened in our previous life, right?
There's no thing like we cannot actually. It's our contaminated mind only is making us not to remember. If we are pure enough, then we can remember what we were in the previous life until Krishna, as much as Krishna allows us to do. Prabhupada used to say that. I know what I was in my previous life. I know what I was. Then some devotee asked, who were you, Prabhupada? Then Prabhupada said, you will faint if I tell you. So that's where the conversation stopped. So if you're really pure enough, your devotional service pure enough, automatically we will be able to remember whatever Krishna wants us to remember. That the layers of the false egos things and all is there, that is removed, then we will know what we were in the past. That will be revealed to us. But that's not a very particularly important thing. But what I mean to say is that it is what Krishna is telling here is Mad Anugraha. By my mercy, you will be able to remember me, which means there is no difference between your previous life and this life. It is just like say we have a story before interval and after intermission, like that. It's pretty much like that. Yes, somebody was saying something.
So, Prabhuji, actually, that's the only reason why even Gajendra could remember and pray, right?
Yes, that's the third example. Gajendra could remember.
So if you are very pure in our devotion, then Krishna
when you are simple-hearted, when you are pure, then by Krishna's mercy it will happen. That is why he is saying Mad Anugraha. Smritischa Mad Anugraha.
So basically this verse is trying to tell at the time of death, Krishna will make us to remember, right? Or
Yeah,
the
he will make us remember. Yeah.
okay,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Swapna Mataji is saying, see in the chat, many dementia devotees remember only Mahamantra. Yeah, that is the only thing it is wired. Krishna wires that only in the consciousness. Rest everything they'll forget. They will forget their child, their son, their father, mother, whatever, they'll forget everything. So Krishna says, no, Matta Smriti Jnana Apohanam Cha. From me comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. Correct? So this purport we did not read, I think, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, let's read this purport. It's a very important purport.
Anyone, if wants, they can like.
Yeah, please. Anyone wants to read this purport?
Prabhuji, can I read?
Sure, yeah, Mataji.
Yeah. Devotional service rendered to the personality of Godhead never goes in vain. Since the personality of Godhead is eternal, intelligence applied in his service or anything done in his relation is also permanent. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that such transcendental service rendered unto the personality of Godhead accumulates birth after birth, and when the devotee is fully matured, the total service counted together makes him eligible to enter into the association of personality of Godhead. Such accumulation of God's service is never vanquished, but increases till fully matured.
So now you see out of those three things, no? One was service thing, incomplete service. Then the other thing is maturity. So the maturity comes by the accumulation of the our service. That's how maturity comes. Maturity does not come simply by just growing in the age. Maturity comes by the accumulation of our seva bhav. Whatever imperfectly I may be doing in one stage, I will next time I will do a little more perfect, next time a little more perfect, etc., etc. Finally, it will become mature. Mature means it's not just the perfection of that service that hey, I am perfectly doing like that. No, mature means accepting whatever results comes as Krishna's mercy. Mature means whatever we do as an offering to Krishna with full conviction, with full firm and firm and fixed intelligence. Right? So many such things are there in that maturity part. Yes, somebody was going to say something.
This reminds me of Bhagavad Gita
Mataji?
2.40 verse.
Sorry?
It reminds me of Neha Vikramanashas.
That's a verse Prabhupada is quoting. Yes, saying the Neha Vikramanashasya. Anjan Prabhu, yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandas Pranam.
Dandavat, Prabhu, yes.
I joined late, Prabhuji, but thanks very much. I feel, very, gratitude to be part of the team, to be able to listen to the discussion and to whatever you had to share. Could you please, if you don't mind, repeat that maturity, Prabhuji, thing about maturity. I wanted to save and I wanted to reflect upon that.
Yeah, okay. So the maturity in service actually is coming out of the, you may do that service a little bit imperfectly, etc. in the beginning thing. Maturity means doing that service without any expectation of reciprocation, but only for the pleasure of Krishna. And maturity means accepting that everybody else is doing the service equal to me. I mean, they are doing much more than me. They are also doing service to Krishna. I'm not the only one doing service to Krishna. Maturity means doing the service under the order, taking the instruction of the spiritual master as a whole and soul, and doing it as a lifetime mission. So like this, many things can be said as part of maturity. I just told one or two. Maharaj says many things in that. I even consolidated all the statements Maharaj said about maturity in that one lecture. It was almost 2 hours lecture. It was a very interesting lecture in that. There are many sweet things in that point that Maharaj makes in that maturity in devotional service lecture. It's not we can't understand the context, but because I was there, I know the devotees who were sitting there and how Maharaj was making fun of so many devotees, and in between put again the grave thoughts and all that. So it would be good idea to correct that grave words of wisdoms from that lecture and share it. That may be a good idea to consolidate what it means to be mature. Little bit what I could tell now is there. So these 4 slokas is where Krishna is telling that the reason why you cannot see me without interruption, you are not able to take darshan of me uninterruptedly, and why I took out my darshan from you. There is a second part to it. One is that incomplete service and all that. Second part is Krishna is so merciful that even to that, when we are incomplete, still he wants us to hanker for that service more and more and more, by which we will develop the taste to do the service more. Only when you hanker for a service, you will have the taste to do that service, right? So that is there. Then the third part is telling is that even with this mood, even for a few days, you serve the Lord under the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master, you will develop firm and fixed intelligence in me, and you will become my associate after you give up this material world. Then he's telling the overall concept, it's a golden concept. What is that? Intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be thwarted at any time. Intelligence engaged in my devotion cannot be thwarted, cannot be destroyed at any time. If you continue to remember me by my mercy. That's a beautiful guarantee that Krishna is giving. It's an eternal lifetime, many lifetimes of guarantee. Here in the material, they give a life guarantee only for, say, max 1 lifetime. That's a maximum. Here Krishna is giving for multiple lifetimes. There is no thing after this. So with that, we will end, and next week we'll take the verse. Next verse, I have told you about this verse. Etavadukto Pararamatan Maharaj took the Bhagavatam class on this shloka for 6 months non-stop. In every single chapter, in this whole chapter, 5th and 6th chapter, I had the good fortune of sitting with Maharaj in transport, and every day, one verse you were reading through this entire 2 chapters. For 6 months, we were just reading these chapters only. And every day we would do for hours together, and Maharaj would come back to this verse again and go back, and then go back to that verse. Like that we went on. So, Krishna willing, we will, if he allows, we'll get a chance to continue with the verse number 25 and further on to 26 in the upcoming classes, right? Okay, I'll stop here. Any further questions, comments from anybody?
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all your wonderful inquisitive questions, because it is only making our discussion go. It goes in nice flow, like how when the river goes, the path also should be in such a direction that we make the path and we go in a nice dynamic way. So it's really, I really thank Krishna for for this sangha in which we are able to discuss Bhagavatam, even if 1 or 2 shlokas, quite intensely. And the questions are also from a practical perspective. How to do this? I am having this problem. I am having that problem, and so on. Whatever. Bhagavatam is the solution to all such. So let's see. Krishna willing. So it's stop here. Thank you so much. Anil Prabhu, you raised your hand. Anything you want to say, Prabhu? Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I want to know the difference between doing service for Krishna and thinking service itself as a Krishna. Like what
when
is
you
your...
continue to do, there is no difference there. When you continue to doing the service for Krishna, automatically, eventually, you will get the feeling that service itself is Krishna.
Okay.
Because eventually, what is that Aham Sarvasya Prabhu? That is the whole idea. Everything emanates from me. So service also is him. Everything that is emanating from me is also me. right? Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. If you read this verse, right, what does it say? Like everything is perfect and complete. I will read that. That is that. That is not read from any other. This one, you see, the translation. The personality of God is perfect and complete. Okay, because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. You see, so service is emanating from Krishna means it is also complete, like Krishna. And because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains a complete balance. This is the understanding we should finally come up to. Anything that is coming from Krishna is complete. Anything that is coming from Krishna is part and parcel. So our perfection is achieved when we are able to see, when you see Krishna, what is at first we said, the service is meant for Krishna's pleasure and service itself is Krishna. Eventually, as you continue to do the service for Krishna's pleasure, eventually you will do the service itself as Krishna. That maturity will eventually come. Okay. Right on day one, we may not be able to see service as Krishna, but we at least theoretically understand. But as we rectify our mistakes and continue to perfect our thing more and more and more and more, like I'm not doing the service for my pleasure, I'm not doing service for so and so, this person's pleasure, that person's pleasure, but I'm doing this for Krishna's pleasure. So that thought, when it's constantly etched, strongly etched in our hearts, then it will lead to the final thing that service itself is Krishna. Then you will actually enjoy. See Krishna in that service. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
We'll stop here. Hare Krishna. We'll see you soon. Krishna willing. And our pranam.
Hare Krishna, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.